Today we're going to be going through some questions that ADSO have asked us to answer. And the first question of that we've got to ask is, how does being members of ADSO benefit you? And I'm going to be a bit cheeky by probably starting this one off myself, because I'm probably a bit more active on the ADSO forum, albeit sometimes I ask you questions about things you've raised with me and I'm not quite sure what the answer is. And it's always good to know somewhere out there who can help us. And I really like the fact that based on some of the response on the forum, Crawley set up a Teams group for those that are using the Teams live system, so we can share information there.
Yeah, that's been really good actually, because everyone's had a lot of issues but working virtually and probably all got the same issues, so it's really useful to have had that available.
I know in the past we found the regional forums really helpful too, but they've been hard to get to, and I know you've been able to get to those now, Leah, because they've been held virtually, and some of the feedback has been really helpful.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So the next question is, why did we decide to enter this competition this year?
Well, Leah, you didn't actually tell us, did you? You kept that one to yourself.
I wanted to be a surprise, partly because we didn't get shortlisted. I didn't want everyone to feel really disappointed.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's well, for me, it's not just been about this year. It's just been well, prior to last year, really, we were from becoming 2 councils to becoming the one. So it was going through servicing St Edmundsbury and Forest Heath councils together with the shadow council that was introduced, and the work just seemed pretty relentless at the time. And then of course then we went into the elections, so we were supporting the elections team through that process, and then a new revamped induction program. We had a big conference. It was just so full on, so much more than we'd done ever before, but it proved really quite successful, I think, and we all worked together really well as a team during that time, and we came out the other side, so that was the one good thing. And then of course once we became West Suffolk Council and had this brand new council that we were servicing, we had 4 new task forces that were set up by the leader, and we were all involved with those and how they were obviously going to come forward and bring those recommendations through to Cabinet. And then we've also had 2 remuneration reviews, and then obviously we then had COVID come in, and we had to then start thinking about how we were going to operate meetings in the virtual world. So phew.
Yeah, don't also forget, during COVID most of the team were redeployed.
Yeah,
for a couple of months or so. So that just left you and Leah to get up and running the virtual system.
But then you guys all had to catch up so quickly.
Yeah,
so amazing at that.
That's it. We were all thrown into it, and you guys all had to come in and follow through after that, didn't you, when you came back to us?
Oh no, I completely agree, and I think because we'd gone through that really quite intensive process with running meetings for 3 councils, setting up the new West Suffolk Council, all the new members for that, the election, I think actually when COVID arrived and it triggered this huge other change process, in some ways it didn't seem quite so daunting, because actually that level of change had been normal. We'd lived through that actually for some months prior, and it was just another different change that we had to adapt to quickly. And I was just so proud that when the LGA actually recognised that our virtual meetings were one of the best that they'd actually seen, because we worked so hard on that, and we, in quite a short period of time, when our leadership team decided that we were going to go back to having our meetings, it was going to be the normal timetable, we were just going to operate them virtually. We had quite a short period of time in which to actually train up over 60 councillors on software that we weren't even massively familiar with, and then we just hit the ground running with all these meetings, and we've done it ever since. We've just operated as normal, just now virtually.
Yeah, definitely. Right, well, the third question is, what would winning the award mean to you and your council?
Well, I'm sure everyone can relate to this, but democratic services is normally the forgotten service, I think. We sit there in meeting, probably even more now virtually, because we can't see everyone. But forgotten service and how more difficult it is now, even arranging meetings with all the additional work you have to do around that. So I think it's really useful. It's been really good that this award hopefully will be good to, up our profile in the council, really.
And do you know what I think? I know you say, oh, perhaps we're not seeing too much now, but I think actually the other services do actually appreciate how much we do for them, because not just in terms of making sure the technology is there for them as well now.
Yeah,
true.
So perhaps
we're not just hidden away in a corner, making our notes. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's also not just about us. It's all the teams across the council have helped us out, such as our IT, as well as our councillors, and how they've had to make such big changes themselves too.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, we have honorary members of the team now from IT.
Yes.
So it's definitely not just about us. I know how much it's meant to you, or just to be shortlisted and recognised, but I think it means something across all the council, because we've all had to muck in and contribute, and as you say, we've then been able to support some of the other services back. So with that was the final question, guys.